right. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's safe and being constructive, being, uh, just the amazing people that you are. Hopefully, everybody's grinding and doing the things that you do to help and grow your cleaning business. For those of you that do not know, my name is Sherman Andrew Lewis. I am the owner of Squeaky Clean Commercial Cleaning Company here in South Carolina. I'm also the founder and CEO of Clean Success Academy and also Clean Success Staffing Solutions. So today I'm on here to discuss cleaning business and basically, talking about client retention and what kind of goes with keeping your clients on a long-term basis as opposed to having those one-on and one-offs because you're not meeting the needs that they're looking for. So we're going to talk about client retention and how to automate that client retention on today. So today we're going to get it started. We're not going to make this as long-winded, as it possibly can go. We're going to talk, ask your questions, um, definitely chime in with some life experiences in reference to your business and your cleaning business and how things have been going. So kind of started off, AJ isn't here today just yet, so please don't leave because AJ's not here. Hopefully I can keep you guys entertained and keep you guys um, educated on how I've been able to automate my retention uh, strategies with my clients and how I've been able to keep most of my clients long term for the most part since I've started. So let's kind of get started. Like I said, if you have any questions, be sure to put your questions in the chat. Be sure to kind of chime in if you have any kind of life experiences that you want to share as we discuss this today. All right. So as I go in, let's go in and see if there's anybody here. Let me know where you're calling, where you're from. There's got Trevino Reed from Charleston, South Carolina. Charleston Tidy, what's going on? Yeah, we definitely need to chat. I need to get some information to you. I haven't forgotten about you. It's just been super busy. I recently just got back. So I'm trying to really catch up to what's going on. So I appreciate you watching. Hopefully I can share some information with somebody that's been in the business as long as you. And I'm sure you can share some information with us. We got Get Wisdom at Any Cost. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for taking the time to kind of watch. And hopefully we can provide some value-added information for you. Miss Van Tressa Nichols, what's going on, Miss Van Tressa? Van Tressa from Florida. Scrub the Tub. Awesome, awesome. Thank you for watching. And then we have, and Get Wisdom at Any Cost is from Latoya, New Jersey. I'm not familiar with that. Where's that near? Is that near Willingboro or what is it? I think because I used to live in Baltimore, we used to drive up to New York and go through New Jersey, of course. I'm trying to remember where that is. That name sounds familiar. Just curious. But anyway, let's kind of get into it real quick. If AJ does not come on, instead of us staying on for the 30 minutes and switching over to the CBN community, I'll just stay on a little bit longer so that I can share more information. Last time I wasn't able to because I wasn't able to switch over to the new community. But if you aren't a part of CBN Clean Business Network, definitely log on to your go to the website cleanbizuniversity.com. Join CBN. It's a wealth of information, a wealth of knowledge. You have like-minded individuals that are doing the same thing that you are doing, and whether it be starting your cleaning business or growing the cleaning business that you already have, taking it to the next level. A bunch of people that are, willing to help, willing to share life experiences when it comes to the cleaning business. That has helped me, and hopefully, it's something that can help you. So definitely join Clean Biz Network, AJ Simmons. It changed my life, so hopefully it'll do the same for you, and I have no doubt that it will. What we're going to talk about, like I said, today we're going to talk about client retention, right? So with client retention, most cleaning businesses don't fail because they can't get clients, right? They fail mainly because they can't keep clients consistent, right? Every lost client is lost marketing dollars, lost time, lost momentum, lost stability, consistency. all that. So think of it this way: if your retention is broken, your business will always feel unstable. Okay. No matter how many leads you generate, it's going to always feel unstable because you're always trying to fill that void that you lost from losing that client. Okay. So what's the real problem with client retention? It's a number of things, right? Most owners think retention is about pricing, right? They think it's customer service, they think it's cleaners performance, but in reality, the retention is mostly, in my opinion, about systems, expectations, and communications, right? So, so how do you change that? How do you take that issue off the table and not make it a reason for you losing clients, right? So, so look at it this way: if clients don't know what to expect from you, they don't feel informed, they don't feel confident, they don't feel that that they're heard, then eventually they're going to leave. A lot of times when I've been going to walkthroughs and talking to clients and stuff like that, what I've learned that has been one of the major pain points that they've had is being able to get in contact with their cleaning companies. And a lot of times, with businesses, they kind of go to the franchise kind of route because most of the times going the franchise route is financially feasible for them in reference to how much they charge, because in my experience they come in at a lower rate. But it doesn't change the fact that they still can't communicate. They can't say, for instance, something is wrong. A cleaner didn't do something. They didn't empty trash. There was an area that wasn't clean that's on their scope of work, and they have a hard time getting in contact with them. So I've learned that a lot of times those clients, they don't like that. They bring in cleaning companies to take that stress or that one added responsibility off of their plate, right? When you kind of go in and you get a client, or you kind of you go to a walkthrough and you try to win over a client, it's not necessarily you winning the client because you are the best cleaner in the world. Your cleaning business is the number one rated cleaning business in America. It's not that. When you go in and you do that walkthrough, you do send in the proposals and all that other stuff, you are selling yourself, you are selling what you can provide to them to make them feel that they don't have to worry about that issue anymore, of ensuring that the trash is empty, ensuring that the horizontal surfaces are dusted, ensuring that the windows are spot clean, and the list goes on and on and on, right? The great Let's put it this way. So great cleaning cannot save a broken system, right? If you don't have systems in place that ensures that all these things are being taken care of, no matter how good you are, eventually you're going to lose that account, because that client is not going to feel confident in what you provided or what you said that you were going to provide. Um, they don't feel informed when something's wrong, and so forth. So the list can go on and on and on. And I could talk about this forever, but I'm gonna try not to. I want to try to give you some insight on some of the systems and some of the automations that I use to kind of help me make my clients feel as if they're the only client that I have and that they're the most important client. So in order for them to feel that way, they have to feel that you are present, or not even necessarily physically present, but you're accessible, right? I've heard so many times that when a client calls and it goes to voicemail, or they send them an email and it doesn't get responded to for about 2 or 3 days, that makes the client feel some type of way. That makes the client feel that they're not important. So what things can you put in place to kind of take away those negative factors that usually or eventually result in cleaning businesses losing their clients? All right. So one thing that I do is, like, when I have my onboarding with my clients, right? Automating the system makes it a lot easier for clients, right? And having your onboarding system automated, It makes them feel that you're professional, right? It makes them feel that there's structure to your business, right? And if you're professional and there's structure to your business, it builds confidence in the client, right? So if something happens, they'll like, well, we see that they have their thing, their ducks in a row, and they have things organized, and they're moving forward and stuff like that. So we'll give them a little bit, a little way to go. So you kind of get some grace when it comes to if everything's not perfect, it's okay. But one thing that I do with my onboarding system is I have it set up so that my clients, after a certain period of time, after we take over the account, they receive emails from my staff or from my automation that kind of checks up on how things are going, right? We check to make sure that they're satisfied with the services that they're provided. And if they are satisfied with those services that they're provided, we ask them, hey, would you mind providing us with a Google review? Because Google reviews definitely help you when it comes to client acquisition. Because if you're anything like me, when I go and I'm looking up an item or kind of some equipment that I want to buy or purchase or anything like that, I look at the reviews to kind of see how other people, what their perspective of what their experience has been with it, right? And the same thing when people are looking for cleaning businesses, they 9 times out of 10 they're going to Google, right? They're going to Google, they're looking up your website. They may even go to your Facebook page to kind of see, okay, let's see how this person is doing. So Google reviews go a long way. So what I do is I kind of have it set up in my automations that after a certain period of time, maybe a week or two, it automatically sends them an email asking how everything is going, right? Ask them if the services that they're being provided is up to par, standard, or whatever you want to call it, if there are any issues, right? So once they respond back to that, then I know, okay, everything's going well. Let me make sure it stays consistent. And if not, then likewise, if it's not going well, I can kind of address that situation right then and there. So that gives me kind of a snapshot of what's going on. After that happens, it automatically sends them a request to do a Google review. They do a Google review for me. I get a notification that we received a Google review. And this does this over a period of time, every few months or so. It'll send them that email, just checking up to see how they do. The other thing that we also do that isn't necessarily automated, I show my face at each account just to kind of even though they got an email, asking them how things are going. But at the same time, we go to the account, show my face, see how things are going, seeing if they're satisfied with the cleaning that the cleaner is actually providing, if there's any issues, anything they want to change to their scope of work, anything like that. It's not a long visit, just kind of a show my face type of thing. The other thing that we do is do inspections. We do inspections for consistency, for making sure that all of the scope of work is being accomplished uh, every single visit, so that there aren't any issues. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to kind of show you how that automation works. First, I'm going to show you the automation with how the Google review gets sent to them and so forth. And then I'm going to also show you how the inspection report goes. If you are a part of CBN, AJ provides you with on the CBN app, he actually provides you with an inspection tool where you can take that, go right on your phone, your cell phone. You can go through and kind of it breaks it down into areas, right? Where you can say, for instance, the restrooms, you can kind of decide, hey, is this a pass? Is this a fail? Needs improvement? You can take pictures. You can upload that right directly to the inspection report. And then once that inspection report is complete, you can get it sent to yourself or directly to yourself, and then you can go from that point. I created a tool for my team that's similar to that, but mine actually goes directly to me and I can have it sent to my team. And then also it goes to a client portal, which is uploaded so that the client can actually see any inspections if I choose to put it up there. We're kind of working that part out, but it's something that helps. So I want to show you how that works first, real quick, and kind of break down how that actually goes with the client Google review. So let's share my screen real quick. Okay, hold on. screen and here. So let's see if everybody can see this. Okay, so we have it up now. This is my client onboarding process, and it's kind of an extensive process, and I'm not going through all of that. I'm going to show you this is towards the back end once we've already signed a contract, we've already got them on board as a client. We've already started working, and it's been, say, about a week or so. I think I have it set for a week. I may change it to, maybe 2 weeks just to kind of see because some accounts maybe once a week and some accounts are more times during the week. So it'll depend. So the first thing that's going to happen is they are going to get an email. I'm going to show you how this email looks, right? First thing is an email. And in the email, it says, we hope this email finds you well. We want to take a moment to check in and see how our cleaning services are meeting your expectations. So it goes on, and I'm not going to make it all wordy and everything, but it's basically that's just a feeler to kind of see how things are going. And after that happens, after they respond, I'll know whether I want the workflow or whether I want the automation to continue to send them the Google review, right? So I give it a few days for it to happen. And then after that happens, it sends them another email. And I'm going to show you what that email looks like. Let's say on-site inspection. No, not that one. Sorry. Let's go back because I sent all the stuff to myself so that we can see it. So here. Boom, here it is. So after that happens, it sends them this email. It says, would you be so kind to recommend us? Thank you for your business. Would you be also, would you be so kind to recommend us to your family and friends? Right. So, and this is the link. So this is the link to my Google review. Right. So once I click this link, it takes them directly to my Google review form, and they can go in, they can put in whatever the review is. Okay. So now the process of doing this is, to me, it's simple, but I'll break it down to you so you can kind of understand how that actually works. All right. So the goal is when you're creating these emails, of course, you need to put the link. So you want to make it as simple as possible so that you want to make it as simple as possible so that the client doesn't really have to think. They just have to kind of follow the instructions. And like I said, on here, it kind of breaks it down. It says, hey, this is what this is for. Would you recommend us? Okay. Once they do that, they can just click on it. And I can probably put something on here like click this link. You can do all of that stuff, but I didn't really do it in this one. So all they would do is click it, and then it will take them directly to my Google review. So how do you put that into your email? So if you go to your Google review or your Google profile, right? You have an area, it should look something like this, where it kind of has all the information that you've input, right? Under here, over here, where it has reviews, you'll click on the reviews and it takes you there. All you really need to do is you need to take that link that's up there in that, there it is, hold on, get it back. You want to copy that and you just link that, or you add this link to your email. So you always will be able to go in there and add it to any emails that you put. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing. Sometimes I may kind of make it a little bit higher or a little bit more technical than I have to, but you're basically copy and pasting the link to the email. So now that when that email gets sent out, it'll always be the same. You don't have to change anything. It's always there. And that's pretty much what happens when it comes to being able to get an automatic Google review. So like I said, this is a part of my onboarding process, and I have it set out for a week, but you can have this set out however you want to set it out. And that's one of the things that kind of helps me remember. Well, I don't really have to remember because it's automatically there, but before I had automations, I had to remember to do this. When you get 10, 15, 20 clients or whatever, remembering everything because you're the one that's always doing everything in your company when you first start up gets very, very difficult. You have to have little sticky notes everywhere and checklists and all this other stuff. But if you automate it, you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. And the other thing that I also have set up, that when I receive these emails, I can have them go back to, or I can have those responses go back to a specific person within my staff, whether it be me or my VAs. So the other thing that I want to show you is the inspection. Now we were talking about how client retention. And while I got you, I want to make sure that you know that if you are not in automations and you want to take your business to the next level, you want to elevate your business, you want to automate your business, you want to definitely join the automations program. So go to CleanBiz University slash cleanbizuniversity.com/automations. Go to that, click on the link, and you'll be able to sign up for automations. You'll have access to me and AJ. You'll have access to the workflows, the automations that we've created for you, the forms we created for you. There are funnels in there. So many things that will help you automate your business and take it to the next level. Because one thing that I've learned in being in automations, and do me a favor, guys. I see there are people watching. If you have questions, feel free to jump in at any time. Ask questions, ask me anything about the automations workflow or anything like that that I can help you with here. And if not, maybe we can kind of set up something where I can talk to you offline to kind of help you out, because everybody wants to elevate. You're not doing this business just to have a job. You're doing this business because you want to create a legacy. You want to create, you know, something that you can build off of and something that you can grow. So definitely reach out to us. Ask any questions that you have in reference to automations. We are here to help you. AJ and I are easily accessible, especially if you're in CBN. You can reach out to us in the CBN group, right? And you know, you can reach out to us that way if you have questions. One thing that I really appreciate about the CBN family is that there's no gatekeeping here, right? We share information. We openly share information. If you have questions about anything from pricing to strategies to techniques to, you know, what to prepare for when you're going to a walkthrough, all of that stuff is within CBN. So many people have helped me get to the point that I'm at, that, you know, I'm more than happy to help other people get, you know, do the same thing. So definitely join CBN if you haven't joined CBN. And if you're in CBN and you want to take your business to the next level, or even if you're not in CBN, but you still want to automate your business, go to cleanbizuniversity.com/automations and get into the CBN automations group. So the other thing I want to show you is inspection. So like I was saying before, AJ has in the CleanBiz group, I'm sorry, not the CleanBiz group, but in the CBN app, member app, he has the walkthrough tool, he has the inspection tools, quick proposals, invoices, all of that stuff is within the CBN app. You can do all of that right from your phone. Well, I kind of took it to another level with my team. I decided to recreate what he did, but I wanted it so that I can automate it and make it something that actually can help my team when I get to the point of having, say, for instance, operations manager or somebody that actually does inspections other than me, right? Because what I found out is that when you're growing your business or you're trying to grow your business, if you're the one that's doing all of the work, you know, whether it be the social media, the email campaigns, the cold callings and all that other stuff, you're gonna run out of time because you only have 24 hours in a day. And once that 24 hours runs out, you got to do it all over again. So you have to get to the point where you're starting to delegate. So we are creating tools to help delegate this to other people. So I have recreated what he did just for my team, where we have an inspection, the same type of inspection, but I have it so that I can automate it for my team. So what happens is, right on my phone, we can go in and I can go and do an inspection, right? And they'll fill out the inspection report, fill out all the information, you know, from the restrooms, take pictures, upload pictures, floor care, whether the floors are being taken care of, trash removal, all that stuff. And after all that's done, you know, we can put any special notes and this gets uploaded. This can get uploaded to my staff and it can also be forwarded to the subcontractor that's responsible for that account. In addition to that, it goes into the client portal that we created, and that should be coming out really, really soon. Just fine tuning some things on it, but it's doing wonders already. So I'm really, really proud of that. But this can get uploaded to the client portal so that they can see the inspections, which brings transparency to that client. So if they know that you're doing inspections and they can see the pictures and photos, which I did not tell you, but here's what happens. Once this tool is submitted, once that inspection report is submitted, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like. It goes to, and I've got to go to my email. It goes to our email, right? And this is an inspection report, and this is what it looks like. And I already did it prior to this, so that I could show you what it looks like to the client, what it looks like to your staff, right? So it tells you, hey, this is the person, the inspector. This is when the inspection was done, the account, the address, 42 Wallaby Way, what's the frequency of the cleans. And remember, if you remember how the actual inspection looked, if I can go back to it here, if you remember how it looks, it shows you have a pass, you have a conditional pass, you have a fail, right? And you can upload photos. So here is where, say for instance, restroom photos. Once you upload it to that inspection tool, you have the ability to click on it and you can see each and every photo that was taken in that inspection. And that is uploaded to the client portal that we've created, right? And it tells you with each one, it has a pass, it has a needs improvement. Whatever you select in there, that's what's in there. And all that information is on file and it's in your CRM, okay? So now I'm gonna kind of show you how that workflow actually went, or how that workflow goes. And please feel free to jump in if you have any questions about this. And it's something that's really simple. It's a really simple automation, but you have to create the tool in order to do that. And if you're in automations, we create this for you. So it's really, really easy. So once that form is submitted, once that inspection form is submitted, you get a notification. It can come to you. It can go to your virtual assistant, your team, or whoever, letting you know, hey, hi, this subcontractor or whatever, whoever it's going to, an inspection has been completed for the account, and it tells you the location. It puts all of the information in there, right? It gives them pictures and all that stuff within that email. So that this is going to the subcontractor that the inspection was completed on, right? After that's done, the next step in it is it sends to, like I said, to me, to my virtual assistant or whoever handles the inspection reports. It lets them know, hey, you get a notification saying this is a task that's required and inspection has been accomplished and needs to be uploaded to the specific client portal. Oh, that's spelled incorrectly. Let me change that while I got it, because if not, I will forget. Boom, save. Right? So go to inspection and it breaks down what to do at this point. So at this point, there's no need to kind of think, okay, after this happens, what do I do? What do I do after this? What do I do after that? These automations do everything for you. It tells you, it explains it for you, and it makes it absolutely as simple as possible so there's no issues. And just so you know, if you're into doing automations and you're creating your own automations, even though there's been an update to the Go High Level platform, which is what the CBN CRM is based off of, make sure you're always saving, because if you, for instance, accidentally delete it or exit something out, you want to make sure that it saves if it doesn't automatically save for you. So, but going back to the inspection, right? So it takes the guesswork out of everything because we already created the platform, not the platform, but created the plan of what happens. The form is submitted, the subcontractor gets notified, the person that's responsible for that inspection report, whether it be, like I said, me, myself, or whether it be virtual assistant, whether it be, your staff, your operations manager, whoever you want that inspection report to go to, it goes to them, and then it tells them exactly what to do after that. So it takes the guesswork out of everything that you're doing. So that's another way of actually automating your retention for your clients. Because like I said before, a lot of times the client does not feel that the client or that the customer, I'm sorry, a lot of times the client does not feel that the company that they've hired is accessible. They don't feel that, they are being heard if something is wrong. Listen, this is what I'll say. So the client whatever client it may be, whether it be, a small client or a large client, all they want you to do is to take away their pain points. And a lot of their pain points have to do with being heard. Hey, something's wrong. Can you fix it? They don't want you to argue with them. They don't want you to say, well, give an excuse. They don't want you to say, whatever. They don't want you to do all of that. Here's the issue. Here's the pain point. Can you fix it? That's all they want, right? So your goal in being able to grow and elevate your cleaning business is to be able to handle each one of these situations. As you one account, fine, that's probably easy to do. Two accounts, probably easy to do, right? When you get to three, four, five accounts, remembering to do all of this each and every time can be difficult, right? So you have to create checklists, you have to create systems, you have to create automations that's going to help you do all of these things, whether you're the one that's doing them or whether you're delegating this off to somebody else. So that's the most important part. So you have to have these systems in place. To be able to create an automation, you have to have a system in order for that automation to mimic or to mirror, right? So if you need to learn how to do automations, you need automations created for you. You need, consultations on how to do all of this stuff, anything like that, then you are in the right place. And the right place for you to be is cleanbizuniversity.com/automations. It's really as simple as that. Follow AJ Simmons. If you've been following AJ for any amount of time, you know that he is very transparent. He's the cleaning business GOAT, and he is going to help you with the plethora of videos that he has out there. He's giving you free information automatically. Like I said, there's no gatekeepers. He is the ultimate when it comes to sharing information for free, right? But if you want to take your business to the next level, you want to get to, you know, 5 figures, 6 figures, you want to get to 5 and 6 figures, 4 or 5 figures a month, and even 6 figures a month. It's definitely possible. I know people that do that. You need to be able to elevate your business. You need to be able to automate it. You need to be able to take it to the next level. And to do that, you need to automate. All right. So hopefully, are there any questions out there that you guys may have in reference to the automations that I've showed you so far, the automations that you may need for your business? What automations are you looking for that you think will help you take your business to the next level? Because we all have an idea of what we think we want, what we think we need, but we don't know how to do it. That's where me and AJ come in. We're really, really good at creating these automations for everybody to kind of help them with their business. But sometimes people don't know exactly what they need, but sometimes they do. They just don't know how to do it. They don't know the resources that they have to be able to get them to that point. The resources right here, cleanbizuniversity.com/automations. All right, so I think we have a quick question. Let's see. All right, so we have from Curtis Crash 2994. I would like to know, what is the process that follows after I sign up with CleanBiz? Yeah, that's definitely an AJ question. But I do know that once you sign up, you have to decide what you want to sign up for. Like I said, this is specifically for automations, but CBN, you can get the starter course. You have the 1010 program. There are so many resources that he has out there to help you take your business to the next level. So what I would say first is, if you want to sign up with any of those programs, go to cleanbizuniversity.com. Just sign up for any, just kind of peruse through there and kind of see what works best for you. Any of his videos, he mentions that in his videos, where to go, how to kind of find out what's best for you. Also, one of the great things that they do that I think is an amazing thing, that once you sign up, they have these weekly onboarding calls to kind of help you and walk you through a lot of the things that they have available to walk you through. Say, for instance, if you sign up for the automations, they'll walk you through it. If you sign up for the starter course, they will walk you through it. They tell you about the CRM and how to use it, but they don't kind of go in depth with how to do it. That's more of an automations thing, but they definitely give you the foundation of what you need. And so let me ask you this. What are you thinking of? Are you thinking of automations? Are you just trying to start your business? What is it that you're looking for your business or for in reference to signing up? And I'll wait for you to respond, and I'll go to the next question. It says, do you have to have a certain amount of clients to do automations? Absolutely not. What I wish I had done when I first started automations is, if you've ever watched his videos, older videos and also recent videos, he says create systems, right? So all an automation is a system that's put into the computer or put into your CRM to absolutely function by itself without you having to do it, right? So basically, and like I said earlier, in order to create an automation, you need a system for the automation to actually automate, right? So all a system is a checklist. So let's put it this way. What is a checklist? A checklist is how you do anything from start to finish. So if I wanted to do an invoice, I needed to know, hey, the first thing I need to know is what client am I providing the or am I submitting the invoice for, right? Then I need to know how much does the client owe, on their invoice. Then the next thing I need to know is where do I go to create the invoice? After I create the invoice, send the invoice, right? So that's a checklist. That's from step one to step the end. That's a system. That's a checklist. And all that is a a process that anyone can follow, whether you're there or not, to get to the result that you need to get to. That's all it is. So hopefully that makes it as simple as possible. So all you need um, to create or to automate is a system, a checklist, steps to get to a certain outcome. That's all you need. So you can do that with one account or you can do that with 20 accounts. But what I would recommend is that you start from day one creating your checklists, you're creating your systems so that when you get to the point that you can automate it, you can automate it. And it makes it so much easier. Because what I did was I heard AJ say it. I've heard other people say it, but AJ is the one that I follow. I heard him say it, but I didn't do it. Right. And then when I got to the point where I was like, oh, I really need to do this, I had so many processes that I needed to create systems for that it took me forever to do it. Right. So you want to start off in the beginning doing that. So hopefully that wasn't too long winded. All right, next person. So Curtis Crash 2994. I need documents and maybe I'm looking for proposal documents, estimate documents, and things like that. Absolutely, CBN. I pretty much got my business up and running somewhat, but I just kind of need all of my documents. So all of those documents are provided for you in the Clean Biz Network. And like I said, this is automations, but you can go to the Clean Biz starter kit. If you get to the starter course, he has all of that information for those specific documents for you right in there, easily accessible. It's within the Clean Biz member app, and also on the desktop you can do all of that right from the CRM. So hopefully that answers your question. Get wisdom at any cost. So if I start with two or three clients, it's okay to absolutely. I recommend doing it that way because you get into a habit of doing it. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you start in the beginning with creating systems and creating an automations for that, it makes onboarding your next client so much easier that you can bring in more and more accounts, more and more clients because you have a system already set up for you. So yeah, absolutely, absolutely. All right, get wisdom at any cost says, okay, you just answered my question. All right, I guess I did. Awesome. All right, Curtis says, do we need to be on Facebook to have live video chats? The Facebook group is no longer, it's there, but we don't post in a Facebook group anymore. We now use the community, the CBN community, which is a part of your CBN membership. So if you go into the community, that's where we kind of communicate now. We don't really use Facebook as much um, for that. But yeah, so join CBN and all of that stuff will be explained for you. But we're still, uh, definitely sharing information every single day. Um, just today, I was sharing some information, some other people share information. We give motivation. We ask about, pricing questions, chemical questions, anything that you can think of, we discuss in our CBN group. And Get Wisdom at Any Cost says, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, thank you. I really, really appreciate you guys kind of interacting with me. It helps this live go a lot easier. Sometimes I feel like I may be talking too much and I don't want to get long-winded. I would much rather answer questions if possible. Do me a favor, if you're still on here watching, and I see there's a few people still watching, and we're at like 43 minutes now. So I've gone over the 30-minute limit for this, but like I said before, I wanted to go a little bit further, go a little bit longer because I'm not able to go to the automations group, CBN group on this computer. But ask your questions. But while you're still on, do me a favor, go in there and like this video if we provided any information that was beneficial to you. If you need to answer or ask any questions, feel free. Even though this live is about to end, you can still post your questions and comments in the comments section, and we'll reach back out to you and respond as quickly as possible. But like I said, if you want to elevate, you need to automate. Plain and simple. If you want to elevate, you need to automate. So if you want your business to go to the next level, you need to go to cleanbizuniversity.com/automations, get the automations, and help us or join us so that we can help take your business to the next level. Like I said, we only have 24 hours in a day. You can't do everything by yourself. Don't be that person that thinks that they're the only one that can do everything, because you're going to run out of time in a day. Like I said, we get the same amount of time as what you do at that time. So learn to delegate, and being able to delegate, you need to be able to automate. So with that being said, I am S. Andrew Lewis from Squeaky Clean here in South Carolina, also Clean Success Academy and Clean Success VA Staffing Solutions. And what I will say is this, I didn't do it last time, but AJ gave me permission. I'm proud of something that I just created. It's one thing that if you're an entrepreneur, right, and you have a mindset of goals, of setting goals and reaching those goals. And one thing that people do, or most people do, is at the beginning of the year, they do New Year's resolutions and all this other stuff. I don't really do New Year's resolutions. I just set goals throughout the year. But one goal that I set was writing a book. And I wrote a book after a lot of getting over imposter syndrome. And I eventually wrote it, and AJ gave me permission to kind of talk about it. So I wrote a book called The Invisible Bottleneck. And this book is about why your cleaning business still runs through you and how to finally break free. One thing that, as cleaning business owners, and not just cleaning business owners, clean business owners, across the board, we try to do everything, right? We think we're the only one that can do it. And a lot of times having that mindset and not learning to delegate and share your information, and delegate the information and kind of set tasks for other people to do, it slows us down from the growth that we can actually achieve in our business. Because like I said, and I keep saying this, we only have 24 hours a day. There's only so many things that you can do. But if you learn how to delegate things to different people, whether it be your staff, your VA, your whoever, your operations manager, or whatever, if you can delegate that stuff, that gives you the opportunity, that gives you the time to build your business. So working on your business and not in your business. In the beginning, we're all working in our business. We got to be the cleaner. We got to be the social media manager. We have to be the email campaign. We have to cold call. How many hours do you think you have, right? So if you're doing all of that, the bottleneck in your business and what's keeping your business from growing is you, right? It's you. And it's not saying that's bad, but what it's saying is, if you want to take your business to the next level, you have to realize that it's you. And you have to realize, how do I get out of being the bottleneck, and what's slowing my business down from growing, right? So like I said, it's on Amazon. It's called The Invisible Bottleneck by Sherman Lewis Jr. Please check it out. We have two more questions. I'm gonna go ahead and answer these before I get off. It says, can I sign up for just for automations, and is it a one-time fee or monthly? It explains that on the site. So if you go to cleanbizuniversity.com/automations, it will tell you all of that right there. I don't want to kind of, because things change and the program changes, and I don't want to say something that may have changed and I haven't been updated on that. So if you go to cleanbizuniversity.com/automations, it'll tell you everything you need to know. And Curtis says, okay, thanks a lot. You helped me out so much. Man, I appreciate it. You've been a blessing. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for interacting. And we'll catch you on next time. We are here every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So like I said, AJ wasn't able to get on this time. He'll probably be on next time. And we're going to try to keep this going. As long as we have interaction, as long as we have people that are interested in taking their business to the next level, we'll keep doing these lives. So definitely catch us at 6 p.m. Eastern every Thursday. Until then, and Get Wisdom says, thank you. I understand. Thank you. Blessings to you. I appreciate you guys. You guys have a wonderful day. Once again, I'm S. Andrew Lewis, Squeaky Clean LLC owner, founder, also founder of Clean Success Academy, and also owner and founder of Clean Success Staffing Solutions, VA Staffing Solutions. So you guys have a great day. And get my book on YouTube. Get my book on Amazon. I'll post the link in the group. You guys have a great day.